Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the expression reading for expression number 6. If you are a 6, you have the potential of being a nurturer or caretaker. You 6s are very loving, compassionate people, sympathetic, balanced. You like to protect the people that you care about. First card out we have is you cannot make a mistake. There are infinite possibilities available to you. That's good news. When peace is your priority, negative cannot exist. You are the joy seeker. And at the bottom of the deck, come together, we need each other. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others in the world? All right, so it seems like there is a message of unity and peace, right? Spirit is saying, if you have been in a position or an energy of solitude, that's that hermit energy, just kind of separating yourself from others. Is it because you kind of need to recharge? Did something go wrong? But nonetheless, Spirit says, come together, we need each other. And so this is where others really benefit from your nurturing energy, right? And this is what it means to be a 6, where you kind of have to rise above situations and really be the leader and the lover that you are. Spirit is saying, in whatever is to come next, you cannot make a mistake. The possibilities are infinite. So no matter what door you walk through, no matter what you choose, you win, right? Your heart, wherever it takes you, is going to be a place of truth and authenticity. So, of course, you win because you're doing what's truly you. Next to you cannot make a mistake, we have self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So this is really believing that what you possess is valuable, right? It's not only valuable to you, but others need what you have. So this is believing in self and your ability and your worth and your capacity and your mission, and knowing that as long as you're following your heart and your soul, wherever you take yourself, you win. You can't lose. Spirit says, when peace is your priority, negativity cannot exist. So this is literally being better and being bigger than all of the low vibrational situations that tend to creep up in life, right? And this is about seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things from, a spirit vantage point, right? And really making our peace our priority. This is honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And so there are situations where others may choose to withhold truth from us because they don't want to disturb our peace. But nonetheless, it's really stripping us of our own power and not letting us to decide how we feel or what should come next. So if there was a situation where you realized someone wasn't truthful, as Spirit says, this is you realizing that truth comes from you. That's where you should always expect it. And once you realize that, you cannot give someone else the power to bring you peace, right? By thinking that others are going to be as good to you as you were to them, it gives them power. And then when they misuse it, you have to put yourself together again. But when you make peace your priority, you also empower yourself to take responsibility for what you desire and not give that away for somebody to create. Because you know what? When someone, even if someone is dishonest with you, if you know and you accept that honesty really is only ever going to come from you, then that won't even disappoint you, right? And so that's what Spirit is saying. Realize what people really are capable of, but don't let the shortcomings of another disturb your peace so much. Let's not give them that much power. So we have, you are the joy seeker. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. And so we, As a six, you are loving people, right? You give joy. You want to see joy in action. You want to see, you want to see it alive in life, definitely for others. That's just what you do. But for us to have denial here, this is like, not believing something, not believing that we have things in our life to be happy about, um, you know, and if there is something you're afraid of that gets in the way of you being joyful, then that's the conversation. Maybe it's failure. This was the extra card. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity. And so maybe you have come across mistakes, but maybe it's the perspective, it's the way you're seeing it. So when we talk about denial, when you're afraid of something, Spirit says to replace it with awareness. So awareness is saying, I am so terrified of failing. Why am I scared of failing? Well, I'm scared of failing because if I fail, then in one, it becomes a whole public failure. Everybody has to know about it. Two, I can't support myself. Three, so that's when we get to rattle off everything that terrifies us. And that's how we build awareness. It's not something that doesn't come without work. And so when there are things that take away our happiness, when we feel like we can't celebrate ourselves in any way, it's really time to do some self-assessment. And listen, failure is going to come whether we want it to or not, right? But failure is not a reflection of us. We are not failures. We will experience them always, absolutely. And it is through them that we should still find joy. And fear is natural and normal as long as it doesn't govern or shift us. Spirit has discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. All right, so if this is a situation about others, remember Spirit said, come together. We need each other. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So if you are trying to create some type of structure or unit or group or niche based on just love and good vibes, it's possible. But if this is just you about operating in relationships with others, there are independent messages available to you from Spirit. So one is when we're talking about just you independently, before we add anybody else to your situation, you can't make a mistake. Whatever comes next for you is an infinite possibility. What you possess is a gift, and when you follow it, you can't lose, right? That's the message just for you independently. And then we have the message of peace and honesty. This is when we do add relationships with others. And this is where Spirit says, truth will only come from us, right? And when others lie to us or let us down or fall short, it won't disturb us. It's expected. This is what humans do. We're human. That's we can embrace it without allowing it to destroy or break us, right? So always make your peace a priority, even in situations that seem like chaos and, uncomfortable, right? So don't allow dishonest people to take away your peace. Negativity cannot exist when you have made peace a priority. But it's also something that you have to expect first and only from you. All right. And then live out your joy. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is an opportunity to learn, right? And don't deny yourself the ability to get through situations because we may be afraid of something. Spirit is saying you can't make a mistake. Know that what you possess is extremely special. It will take work and discipline, but whatever it is that you create or you establish is worthwhile. And because you're a six, anything that you're a part of most times is going to be also benefiting others, just because you're the natural caretaker. At the bottom of the deck, we have 7 of Cups. So this is choices. Choices. Oh, this is very similar, right? Looking at these 7 of Cups, but then also all these different openings in this building representing opportunities. So right now, you are in a space of choice, of deciding what to do, where to go, what speaks to my heart, what will bring me the most joy, right? What is it that I really want to do? What have I set my mind to do? What will I not mind doing every day when I show up to do this thing or, be a part of this? So in the center, we have Six of Pentacles. So six is a number of, it is your number, right? Six is a number of balance. It's about giving, it's about taking, it's about receiving, it's offering, it's taking care of, it's gifting, right? It's sharing. Now, this definitely is an energy of you with others. So it seems like you were in situations with others where you were exchanging energy, right? So those gifts, we can just look at that as an energetic exchange. But on one side, we have the devil, which is toxic. On the other side, we have the Five of Swords, which is like this energy of battling and losing. And so this is where we're talking about our peace. So when we are in situations that are tied to people that may be toxic, or when we are tied to others and behaviors become toxic, or it feels like a losing battle, nothing we do is good enough. It's never enough, right? Or people are just depleting all of the goodness that we have from us. Um, those are the situations that we cannot allow to exist in our life. And people aren't always going to be honest and say, listen, so I'm just going to show up and I'm just going to use you. I'm going to take everything I can from you. I'm going to lie to you. I'm going to sabotage you. I'm going to manipulate you a little. Like, people don't come with disclaimers, unfortunately. And so we live these situations out. But the idea of living them is because there's a lesson in there to learn. And so, in whatever this connection was that you just have gone through, or that you're currently still working through, Spirit is saying, your peace has to be a priority. And once it is, we won't even entertain people, places, and things of our past as we once did, right? And when we are in situations where we are not being honest with ourselves, or we are allowing others to be dishonest with us, that's not being authentic. That is going to be a situation that will always be toxic. Where truth cannot live, it's always going to be toxic, right? So beneath this Six of Pentacles, we have the Two of Swords. So, there was a choice that you had to make about whatever it is that you were engaging in or sharing your energy or time with, right? But you were unable to make a choice. So on one side, we have the King of Pentacles. On the other side, we have the Empress. Now we can look at this as being split between two people, right? This King of Pentacles is, positively, this is somebody that is creative and abundant. This is somebody that's disciplined. They're hardworking. They can take nothing and turn it into something. Now, this can be somebody that's overly materialistic, or somebody that finds massive amounts of joy through wealth and material pleasure. But I feel like, and this King of Pentacles shows up beneath the devil. So maybe there was a King of Pentacle energy that was, money hungry and toxic. And maybe it did suck your joy. You know, maybe you did give to this person, or this person took. And then on the other side, we have this Empress, right? Now, this Empress is normally nurturing and loving and understanding and compassionate. But beneath this Five of Swords, it felt like with this Empress, it was a losing battle. This could be a motherly energies. So nonetheless, it seems like at some point you were trapped between two energies. One felt like mental manipulation, right? Never being able to really sort through whatever the issue was, always feeling like we're losing at this mind game. And the other is a toxic energy tied to this devil and this pentacles. This is something you had to decide about what to do. These were the energies that you were up against. And so maybe this denial, this Two of Swords, is not wanting to see and choose. This is because you didn't want to accept what you were afraid of. If I take off this blindfold and if I look at this situation as it is, what am I most fearful that I would have to see? Right? When I start to acknowledge and accept and kind of deal with my fears, that is how I get myself to this place of awareness. The extra card that came out was this Eight of Swords. So this is the energy of, really being in our mind, dealing with people, places, and things that have not always been good for us, but really being in our mind about our own strength and how to overcome and free ourselves from these connections with others, right? So above the Six of Pentacles, now this is where you're moving into the Hermit Stage. Now this is like, you know what? It's only me. It's just me. I need to do some work. So, the Hermit Stage, yes, it's about going within and seeking, but it's also about doing the dirty work. It's about going to all those dark places and spaces that we have neglected, right? Because it's uncomfortable. But if we don't go into this hermit phase, we end up coming out of these connections with other people feeling, you know, hopeless, over it, exhausted, burnt out, just really mad about what we've invested and what we've got in return. But this energy, this Four of Cups energy, this is you get in this space by expecting people not to be people and to show up in a way that maybe you would have shown up for them, right? It's expecting too much from others. So we shouldn't be so disappointed at the failures that have taken place that we no longer are wanting to see the opportunities. When we can't see what's available to us, then we have more healing to do because our vision is blocked. So nonetheless, this is about you coming out of this mental prison that you've put yourself in, about how to use your power and how to detach from people, places, and things that don't honor you. But Spirit is saying, once you come out of this solitude, after you decide, maybe it's you in this King of Wands energy. You have mastered your force, and whatever you do with your wand, whatever you create, it's a reflection of the gift within you. So then that takes us back to this self-esteem, realizing that you possess a gift of the soul, and that gift is needed for you and others. And sometimes we have to have that gift misused and abused until we're tired before we start to master this energy. So this mastery is this King of Wands, understanding what you have, the potential that you have, and what are you going to do with your spirit, your desire, your passion, your force, your fire, right? And it's in hermit mode that we discover these things. Because at this point, if you were to continue doing things as you were, nothing would change. But this is the point where we understand change has to come. I have to accept something new if I want to see something new, right? And so the Seven of Cups that's at the bottom, this is about choice, right? What am I choosing? What do I need to do differently? What needs to guide, govern, and be the foundation for how I choose things and people to show up in my life? You know, when I make mistakes about connections and choices, I can't beat myself up because I see it as a failure, but I really need to love on myself a little more so that I can, learn to not make the same mistake twice. That's it. It's not that we're never going to mess up. It's just that we don't make the same mistake multiple times. And to say we're not going to make it twice, I genuinely don't think is fair. Um, you know, Sometimes situations are the same, but they look and feel a little different. So we may have to make it a few more times just to be sure we got it out of our system. But nonetheless, this is about you restoring the balance and how you show up to situations, people, places, and how you give yourself, what you accept, what you tolerate, what you offer. This is about This is about making sure everything that we are a part of in this life is as responsible as we are, right? It's stable. It protects us as we protect it. All right, sixes. Hopefully this was beneficial to you in some way. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.